No, it's not evening. It's 11 a.m. Just that we might have some rain coming for the first time in 7 weeks. But it keeps dissipating. Well, hello there, everyone. It's Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike once again. And I do bees. Welcome back to Southeast Louisiana. As you can see, we got clouds moving in. We're hoping for some rain. It's supposed to rain. It's supposed to have started at 4 a.m. and continued through about 1. All of it dissipated as it was coming on shore out from the southwest. So, no rain. I was kind of counting on that rain because I needed to do some feeding. Only 3 colonies though, 2 nukes and a single. The single's kind of it's not light, but it's not heavy. But this 1 gallon will bulk them up. It is October 29th, by the way, and we still got plenty of warm weather ahead, so no problem feeding. The nukes will get a quart each. Now, what I am going to be feeding is 2 to 1, and I mix it up. I don't mix a bunch of bulk up, don't need to. I do have a 30-gallon tank set up to mix it if I need to, and I have a means of mixing that whole thing, but there's no reason to do. Oh, I hear the rain. I hear the rain. Good deal. It hasn't rained in like 6 weeks, folks. Mixed up some 2 to 1, and just in a small amount. Only have 3 colonies to really bulk up. And how I mix is based on 1 pint for 1 pound. 1 pint of water, 1 pound of sugar makes a 1 to 1. So I just do 1 pint to 2 pounds of sugar. And I throw 16 pounds of sugar in there. Throw a gallon of hot water in there, and mix it on up. Let it sit overnight and settle. Hit the mixer 1 more time in the morning, settle for an hour while I run errands. It's ready to go. Don't have a bunch of precipitous sugar coming down on my lids. And that'll make me, with those 16 pounds and that gallon of water, will make me 2 gallons of syrup, which fills up a full 1 gallon bucket for that, and 2 quarts each for the nukes. So the nukes will suck down the quart. Then I'll have 1 more quart for each of them, and that 2 quarts should bulk them up. The only issue is when you're filling your quarts, you don't want to have the quart that's almost full flip over and spill out half your sugar syrup. So now I'm actually short, but no biggie. I just throw a little hot water in a quart jar, throw the appropriate amount of sugar in there. What's that, 2 pints? So I'll throw 4 pounds and mix it all up, and look, it'll make 2 more quarts. It'll be fine. I don't mix a lot of sugar water. Don't need to. So that's what we got to do today, is just go feed those 3 little colonies up. Make sure they're good and heavy for winter. And look, I got 30 packs or so of fondant for January should we have any problems with bees that eat up all their stores. But I'm telling you, my colonies are super heavy going into winter this season. They usually are anyway, but I usually have, half a dozen that need feeding. This winter, not the case. It's just how the flow really worked out with no privet, but then we stockpiled on the blackberry before the privet would have come, which surprised me. So it wasn't ready to extract in May like I would have liked it. Only got a few out, but then we slammed it with tallow at the last minute, which was a very dry tallow season at the beginning, but apparently pulled out pretty well. So I've got pretty much full deeps on these colonies. But right now, as the goldenrod is done, they'll eat through that. They'll begin to really consume some of those stores. Robbing is a major issue right now. Fall robbing to me is so much worse than summer robbing. It's awful if you let them know you're in there with some open nectar. Just got a call from Alejandro over here in Hammond, and sure enough, man, he's got a colony that was a strong colony getting robbed out. Don't know what happened. Don't know if they weakened, if they got sick. He was treating and noticed that thing was getting hammered. So, and it takes a matter of a couple hours, and it's done. So we're done going in the colonies. We're going to be careful with our feed, and we're going to get these bees fed up for winter and bulked up if the rain don't come. I really wish it would. Here it comes again. I'll catch up with you, and we'll get this done and over with. Hey, I would like to give a shout out, Matthew Ploggins. He stopped by the market. I meant to mention you in my last video, but he stopped by the market. He was on his way back to Texas. He had been on the road, And I did see in Mr. Ed's video, he did catch up with Mr. Ed at the Abbey. I'm sure happy about that. He was heading over to the Abbey. It was a Saturday. He had stopped by the market, talked to me. He got some honey from me. And really nice to meet you, Matthew. And he went over to the Abbey just to kind of go tour it, not knowing if Mr. Ed was there. I said, look, I told him where the honey house was. Look, at least go ride the grounds because it's a beautiful place. He did, and I saw in a video that he had the opportunity to meet Mr. Ed. So I'm glad you had a great trip through Louisiana, and I'm glad you got to meet Mr. Ed. He is a character, and it looks like y'all had a good time. So thanks for watching, Matthew. Thanks for stopping by the market and supporting us, and thank you for your kind words. All right, folks, I am out here. It started lightning. I had to get in, but lightning has ceased. I got more coming in from the southwest, so I do got my suit on. Why? Because I'm going to actually open the nukes to change the lids out. So all we're going to do with the bucket feeder is pull the plug, throw it on. And this is why I like bucket feeders. So a very simple process. Pull the plug. I smoked them down in there. I do dump it over a little bit. Stick that on there. It sits there. Feeding is done. Take my cap in so it don't blow away. And we're done. Let's go feed the nukes real quick. Now then, the correct way to have done this was to originally have this lid on here and put a lid back in here. And I have the lids to do that, but I didn't do that. This was our nuke that we had at one time, if you remember, condensed all the way down to save this colony. So what I do is pour the smoke to them. Because it's rainy and I just want to get them on in there, and I don't want them crawling all over the place. I don't want a queen on the lid. I just want to get them swapped out and fed. And it's rainy, so I don't really want to... Ooh, I smoked them way down in there. Any of them off the top. They're actually pretty heavy. Wow. I have to say there. Wow, they got a lot of honey in there. Let's get this on. They're coming back up. They're easing back up. We'll do this, and then I get the vacuum out of the jar. That's good. I do attempt to get the buckets and the, oh yeah, they're coming on up, and the jars all the way full so that there's not much vacuum to draw, and we're done. Alrighty, I got one nuke next door and it's starting to rain. So last but not least, in the rain while I'm getting soaked, it's raining hard, wow. Let's get some smoke in here. These are never happy when you open them in the rain, much less get them wet. So we'll smoke them good. This one's got a lot more bees in it. I'm gonna put an entrance reducer in while they're waiting. I got a little bit of break. It's still raining good and hard, a little bit of a break, but we'll stick this in there. They need to be reduced. They're definitely not the happiest bees. Plenty of yellow. That thing's pretty heavy too. I bet one jar is going to do these bees. I really do. We dump it out. Again, when I fill my jars like this, it tends not to take anything to get the vacuum to take over. They are fed. Let's get a brick on them. Yeah, some yellowish wax. Let's get those bees off of there. All right, that's it. Well, folks, that's going to be it. I have done it. You say, well, Mike, should you be opening them in the rain? Probably not. But it really doesn't matter. It's not like they got soaked. A little bit of water. It's still hot. We don't have cold temps coming. We needed this rain, so that's good. We need the rain. We've got a ½ inch so far. Another ½ inch would be ideal. Even more would be better. The grass is not brown because we've had our first frost, because we haven't. It's brown because we haven't had rain in probably 7 weeks. So glad I got that done. I needed to get it done today. Don't want to work tomorrow if I can help it. And hey, they're actually pretty heavy. The goldenrod flow obviously was pretty good. They bulked up a lot. That 1 quart on each nuke will probably finish them. The gallon will definitely finish that single. But I think that's going to bulk them up just fine for winter. All right, guys, that's going to be it. Going to get in. Got some more rain coming, so I want to go ahead and get in while we got it slacked off for a second. I appreciate all you guys watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. It's Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, and I do bees. We're about wrapped up for the season. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and may God bless you. We'll see y'all later.